Hey guys, Gregory here, and today we're going to be doing a lesson on three chords that every beginner guitarist should know. And those chords are G major, C major, and D major. Now, as a beginner, you should first understand what chords are and why we use them, how we use them. So let me explain that for a second. Chords, by definition, are just a bunch of notes played together. That sounds good. It's a very simple definition. All right? And we use them to accompany other forms of music like melody. What we find is chords by themselves tend to sound very vague. They don't say a whole lot. But when a melody is added in, then the song starts to come together. So I'm going to demonstrate by first playing a song with chords alone, and then I'm going to add in a melody, and you will see for yourself the difference. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so that sounded like music somewhat. Nothing too memorable there. So adding in the melody now, it should sound like this. 1, 2. Da 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 da. Right, so most of us will identify that as Happy Birthday, and we identify it because of the melody. The melody really tells us, what song it is we're hearing most times. So when we learn chords, we're not particularly taking a lead role in playing music. We're more learning to accompany other forms of music, like a melody, which could come from another instrumentalist. It could come from someone who's singing, yourself, or it could come from playing along with your favorite song on your computer. Okay, so with that said, let's actually get into learning the chords now. Okay, so here we go. Now, what I want to say before I get into showing you the chords is that in this video, I'm not going to get very deep into the technique of holding chords. I think as a beginner, if this is the first time trying to play chords, it's important that you just try it on your own. It'll feel a little awkward, but that's quite fine. It's part of the experience of being a beginner. I have another video that I will put a link to that's going to go a little bit more in depth into the technique of actually holding chords a bit more efficiently, so that way they feel more comfortable and they ring out a bit better. So look out for that link in the description, and we're going to continue with the chords now. So the first chord we're going to do is G major. So we're going to take the first finger, the index finger, and we're putting it on the second fret, fret 1, 2, and we're going to put it on the fifth string. So counting from here, this is the first string, first, second, third, fourth, and the fifth. Now what we want to do is two things. We want to try to get the finger, closer to the line, but not on top of it. So closer to the right side of the fret, and try as much as you can to get the top of the finger on the string. Not too much like this. Top is always better. Okay? Right, so we have one finger, two more to go. We need to get the middle finger now. It goes on the third fret, so that's the next fret. Sixth string. So I'm going to count anyway. This is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and the sixth. So the one that's physically on top. Right, try to get the top of your finger on the note. And then the third finger is also on the third fret, but it's on the opposite side on the first string, this string here. Okay? And once you have those three fingers, you're going to strum all 6 strings. And that would be a G major. Now, once again, don't worry if it feels awkward or clunky. Just spend time, just get a feel for it. And you can always go back and practice it and try to make it a bit better. So I'm going to do it one more time and then I'll move on. First finger, second fret, fifth string, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get it close to the line. And use the top of your finger, a little bit more of the top. Middle finger, third fret, sixth string, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And then the third finger goes on the opposite side on the third fret on the first string. And then we strum all 6 strings. Of course, I'm strumming here so you can see it, but you should strum closer to the sound hole, okay? And that's a G major. So I'm moving on, and if you need to practice that chord, just rewind and have a go at it. So the second chord we're going to be doing is D major. So we're going to start once again with the first finger. It goes on the second fret, fret 1, 2, and we're going to go to the third string, 1, 2, 3. So second fret, third string, and as always, close to the line, use more the top of your finger. Good. Then the middle finger goes on the second fret as well, on the first string. So second fret, first string, And then the third finger, one more finger, goes on the third fret, this fret here, on the second string. So string 1, 2. And for this chord, we really want to strum, or we want to try to just strum 4 strings from the 4th string downward. So this is the 4th string here, and that gives us a D major. All right, now it's not a big deal if we accidentally hit maybe the 5th string. It doesn't sound too bad, but if we were to hit the 6th string, it starts to sound a little tense, just a little bit, okay? So we want to try to at least hit 4 strings from the 4th to the 1st. But it's not a big deal if you hit the others for now, okay? All right, and the third chord is going to be C major. So we're going to start with the third finger. I like to encourage people to start with the third finger for C major. The third finger goes on the 3rd fret, 1, 2, 3, and up to the 5th string, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Try to get your finger close to the line and use the top of your finger. You should have a nice full curl on this finger. And then the middle finger goes on the 2nd fret, 4th string. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 2nd fret. And then the first finger goes on the 1st fret, 2nd string. So fret 1, string 1, 2. It goes right here. It may feel a little comfortable to just kind of angle your hand a little bit. But like I said, don't worry too much about the technique. Just give it a shot. And for this chord, we're going to strum 5 strings. So from the 5th string, go down. We have a C major. And once again, it's not a big deal if you accidentally hit the 6th string. It's just preferred that we start, especially as a beginner, from the 5th down to the 1st. Okay? Now, I went through these chords relatively fast, but of course, the joy of having this on video is that you can rewind. It's just for you to try. Don't get frustrated. There's another video that I'm going to link to that's going to explain the technique much better in much greater detail. So look out for that in the description. So now that we've gone through those 3 chords, there are 3 things that you want to start to do as a beginner. You want to practice memorizing the chords. You also want to practice getting the chords to sound clear. It's very likely if you're doing this for the first time, when you strum the chord, you're going to get a lot of buzzing notes. So just put some effort into getting that to resolve. And then the third thing you want to do is you want to try to put these 3 chords to a song. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put links down in the description that's going to help you to work on these 3 things. The song that I recommend usually is Happy Birthday. It's a very simple song. It could be very slow and easy to get into. But that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did find it useful, please share with your friends, anyone who might be interested in learning how to play the guitar. Right? Also subscribe to my channel. I'm new to YouTube and I'm doing this once a week. So it will help me quite a bit if you do those things. But until next time, goodbye.